Welcome back to another reading from the private journal of Bill the Vampire, compiled from the Facebook page of Bill Ryder, in his own words. Episode 17. Hey! So you crawled back to suckle at the teat, huh? No, I ran out of money. Not to mention you idiots almost got us shut down for pissing and smoking weed in the booth. Hey, don't look at me. Just do the thing. And now, my weekly segment. Hey, look at this asshole. This week's asshole has a couple of guys stuffed up there. One is Ben Robinson, a master chef. The other is John Williams, an Oscar-winning composer, famous for a bunch of cool soundtracks like Jaws, Close Encounters, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Superman. Together, these two have joined forces to create this comic book, Space Oddity. What? Oh. Well, all right, never mind all that. I guess I was way off. These two are completely different guys. They just happen to have the same names as the famous people. Anyway, I don't even want to plug this shit. I just want to sit down and read it. This looks pretty cool. Fetherolf, what do you say? Oh, fuck yeah. And now, the cold open of Space Oddities. Created by John Williams and Ben Robinson. Dirk's log. Boy, space sure is neat. Wow, that got shut down fast. I guess we'll have to get permission first. Fucking lawyers. Space Oddities. Created by Ben Robinson and John Williams, not the chef or the composer. Check out their podcast, too, Geeksploration the Podcast. Once again, it's the private journal of Bill the Vampire, Part 17, Pus from a Tree. August 29th, 2015. The weirdest thing. I heard something at my window, so I open the blinds, and what do I see there but an owl? Not really an entirely common sight in Brooklyn. At first I thought it might be lost or maybe stupid, but then it started tapping on my window while looking right at me. Yeah, well, I ain't Harry Potter, and I'm sure as shit not waiting for my invitation to Hogwarts, so I wasn't about to open up and get my eyes pecked out. So the owl took off, only to circle back and crash through the window at full speed. Needless to say, it didn't quite fare so well doing that. However, there was a note attached to the leg of the little kamikaze. Seems a coven of mages wants to meet with me. According to the note, they have a different interpretation of the end times prophecy than Harry Decker's band of whack jobs and would like to discuss. My normal reaction would be to tell them to eat a sorting hat full of dicks, but then I'm sure bad things would ensue, like my building being plane shifted or something. So maybe this once I'll accept graciously. August 30th. So I showed Christy that mage invitation. And the dead owl, because why not? Was hoping she could tell me if these guys were on the up and up. She took one look, sniffed haughtily, and then walked away muttering, "Bunch of rubes." Okay, so she's a magic snob. On the flip side, now this has me wondering if I'm going to be the guest of honor at a party of redneck wizards. I'm not sure whether to be amused or terrified of that notion. September 1st. Decided to be proactive and called Boston to see if they have anything on file about these rube wizards. Figured forewarned is forearmed in case I'm walking into some bizarre combination of Quidditch meets Deliverance. It went pretty much like this. Hey, Colin, this is Bill. Sorry for bothering you, but I really need your help. I'm going to be hanging out with some mages, and I wanted to know, click. Some days it's comforting to know that no matter what happens in this world, water will continue to be wet, tax season will continue to suck, and Colin will always be a cock-faced ass monkey. Oh well, at least they can't keep claiming I never tried. September 5th. Managed to convince Ed to drive me out here since this wizard coven isn't too far from where his stepdad lives. Let me just say, These mages might be yokels, but they fucking know how to have a good time. The night started off, solemnly enough, with a lot of bullshit talk about prophecy interpretations and shit. But then this one mage showed up with a couple gallon jugs of homemade cider. Liquor plus wizards equals awesome. We're about to hop into the back of a pickup and go shoot fireballs at mailboxes. September 6th. Damn it! Was hoping to catch the fire demon that some wizard just drunkenly summoned. Oh, the look on its face was priceless when it appeared and saw nothing but a circle of our asses staring back. God damn! It's been almost 24 hours of drinking and spitting in the face of the laws of nature. I think we managed to piss off at least a half dozen pantheons. These wizards know how to fucking party! September 7th. Vampires don't get hangovers. Unless, apparently, we drink enough of whatever magic-infused jungle juice / bathtub gin those wizards were serving. Ugh. I thought that being immortal meant there was no such thing as too much party. I thought wrong. I also have no idea whose pants I'm wearing right now. September 9th. I kept waiting for the phone to ring and for it to be Colin telling me that we're now at war with the mages thanks to me. Or that maybe I'm responsible for a trans-dimensional incident. Or that maybe the redneck wizards all self-fireballed after I left because they couldn't live without my coolness. Anything. The silence is eerily unexpected. September 14th. Got the worst call ever overnight. It was Colin, who else, calling me to tell me that peace negotiations were in progress with the Feet. No, that wasn't the bad part. As part of these negotiations, the Dracs are sending one of their top negotiators to live with Turd and his tribe as an envoy to understand their ways. Poor fucker. But then he dropped the bombshell. The Feet are doing the same, but they've insisted it be with the person who started the conflict. Or at least the one who keeps getting credit for it. Oh, and of course it's non-negotiable because it's already been signed in blood. Motherfucker! Can't wait to tell Tom and Ed that we're getting a new roommate. September 18th. Whew! Think I'm finally finished prepping this place. Everything of value is either put away or covered in plastic. Windows have thick shades and drapes on them. A fuck ton of air freshener has been bought. Oh, and I have the Blu-ray of King Kong in the player and the speakers cranked at 10, just in case I need plausible deniability with any nosy neighbors. In addition to that, I set up probably the world's largest litter box, in Tom's bedroom. Bring it on, you hairy motherfuckers! September 19th. According to Boston, my new roomie was supposed to be dropped off last night. Instead, 3 vamps showed up sporting trench coats, dark glasses, and, of course, attitude problems. Oh, and a tree. They were carrying with them a potted tree, a maple sapling to be precise. I think I see how this shit is supposed to work. I'm supposed to sit here and stare at this stupid thing until some monster ape steps out from behind it like it's the Gilligan's Island version of a Star Trek transporter. Well, this thing had better show up before dawn, because otherwise I'm pushing the stupid plan out into the hall and letting the dice fall where they will. No way am I falling asleep only to wake up to some snarling hairy face drooling over me. It's the same reason I don't let Tom set me up on any blind dates anymore. September 20th. And of course I step out of the bathroom and find 8 feet of angry ape waiting for me in the living room. Good thing I took care of business first, because otherwise it would have scared the shit out of me. So far, Ed and I have barricaded ourselves in his room as it clomps around our living room, sounding like it's knocking everything over. That was probably the TV. I should probably go out and say hi. At some point, anyway. Working my way up to it. Yeah, this is going to be a long week. September 21. I finally decided to introduce myself to our guest. Meaning, Ed said, "Get out there, or I'll shoot you myself." Asshole. So anyway, I walked out to find the Bigfoot busy digging itself a nest in our couch. Yeah, that's going to be real comfortable to sit on. To my surprise, it didn't immediately tear my face off. Instead, it stood up and introduced itself as an emissary for the Alma clans in the northeastern U.S., here to try and learn the ways of my people so as to broker peace. Or as he put it,
"Puss is here to watch stupid Talenta,"
followed by much drooling. All was going well until Ed suggested that maybe we call him Gus instead, at which point it ripped our refrigerator out of the wall and tried to throw it at him. Apparently Gus is an insulting term in Sasquatch language, akin to,
"He who fucks his own mother with raccoon."
Yeah. Okay, so Puss it is then. September 22nd. Day 1 with Puss. Work was a challenge, mainly trying to keep him from smashing my desktop every time I tried to check my email. Fucking Luddite monsters. Been taking a Frankenstein fire is good approach with this today. Found some videos of Rwandan gorillas mating and have been letting them watch it. In Tom's room with the door shut, because I don't need to see that shit. So far so good. If not, it was Ed's iPad anyway. September 23rd. Sharing this at Author Monkey's behest. Some shit that has to do with the new book. Probably more lies that have nothing to do with reality. On the flip side, Puss heard me complaining about him, particularly the monkey part, and got all excited. Why, yes, Puss, you can mate with Author Monkey. Sounds like a blind date in the making to me. September 24th. Just spent the last 2 hours plunging my toilet after a disastrous attempt at potty training Puss. Remind me to never ever have kids. On today's docket, Puss wants to know what us stupid Talenta do for fun when not murdering his people. I asked what the feet consider to be relaxing, and according to him, it's some game where they tie squirrels to trees and throw rocks at them. Oh yeah, sounds like quite the leisurely afternoon to me. Think I'm going to introduce him to the joy of video games. Methinks I'll start us with something light, like Mario Kart. He can play, what else? Donkey Kong. September 26th. Things were going so well last night, at least until Puss decided to do some mega bong hits after draining several bottles of coconut-flavored vodka. Don't judge. Apparently that was a bad combo because all of a sudden he started screaming something about chipmunks and freaked the fuck out.
"No! Chipmunks!"
Gonna need to explain to my landlord the busted door, both to my apartment and downstairs.
"Chipmunk!"
Probably gonna have to explain to Colin that I have no idea where the furry fucker is going. He's just running through the streets of Brooklyn at 4 a.m. chasing an imaginary chipmunk. For anyone in the New York area, if you see a stoned 8-foot ape running around in broad daylight today, it's, just swamp gas or something. September 28th. Considering how the feet smell, you'd think it would be a piece of cake to track them down. Add New York to the mix, though, and not so easy. I must have interrupted at least half a dozen winos taking a dump before I hit pay dirt. The good, I found Puss in Queens. The bad, he was surrounded by dust and torn clothes bearing the HBC insignia. And he was sort of covered in pink spray paint. The worse, he's just a wee bit pissed off. Now to figure out how to get him back to my place before more HBC wander by. Thinking maybe I'll just walk back with him. I mean, seriously, who's gonna call the cops to report a pink Bigfoot wandering around the city? September 29th. So Puss left. After we got back to my place, I tried to calm him down by offering him an Irish coffee and putting the mighty Peking Man into the DVD player. Figured it would give him something to relate to. Also, damn, I really need to convince Sally to go as the blonde jungle chick from that movie for Halloween. Anyway, apparently he wasn't too fond of the ending because he sort of got up, stepped behind that potted maple in the living room, and disappeared. Okay, it was after smashing the TV, DVD player, and breaking my favorite coffee mug. Over my head. But still, I'm hopeful that he's going to give a good account to his Bigfoot bosses on what awesome folks us vamps can be. Maybe. September 30th. Wanted to be proactive, so I called Boston to ask how the peace process was going, whether Puss had delivered a glowing report on my vampiric awesomeness. Colin then informed me that their spies had informed them that, due to Puss ranting about liquor, video games, and orangutan porn, he was burnt at the stake by the other Sasquatches as a heretic. Oh, and the Feet did the same to the Dracula's envoy who was staying with them because, why not? So I finally had to ask, why do you keep giving me assignments like these? I always seem to fuck them up. To which Colin answered, "That is precisely why. Your file reads like a Marx Brothers movie. Whenever I'm feeling down, I open it and immediately feel better." Touché, Colin. Touché. October 5th. Colin's words hit me harder than I thought this weekend. I mean, the guy is still a douche canoe and a half, but he sort of had a point. No matter what I do, I seem to get the short end of the vampire stick. I'm an immortal punchline to an ongoing joke. Yay me. Next week on the Private Journal of Bill the Vampire, Part 18, King Fluffy, the Jersey Devil. Thank you for listening to The Frequency. Get your freak on.